So let's talk about what preferred stock is and the different types of it. So preferred stock is considered an equity, not a debt obligation like a bond, even though it kind of behaves more like a bond. So it generally has a fixed rate, kind of like a bond, but it's not like a legal obligation of the issuer. So meaning the company never went bankrupt for not paying preferred stock. So it's sort of a hybrid type of security, but it's considered in the equity bucket because the dividend is not you're not going to get paid a dividend unless the board of directors declares a dividend. The only the reason it's called preferred is because if the board of directors does declare a dividend, the preferred stock has to be paid first before the common stock can be paid. And everybody wants to pay the common stock a dividend because that makes the common stock more attractive and more people want to buy it and so on and so forth, right? So now, the other benefit of like a preferred stock versus a bond is that a preferred stock, it usually get taxed at long-term capital gains as long as you hold it like 90 days and the 181 days before and after the X date, kind of similar to common stock with 60 days and then the in a 121 day period, including the X dates, kind of before and after. So, when it comes to preferred stock, again, it has a fixed rate. It's only going to get paid if the board of directors declares a dividend, and there's many different types. So, the simplest one is called like straight preferred stock or non-cumulative. What does that mean? Let's say if you have like a 7% preferred stock, if the company doesn't pay a dividend for 5 years and they start paying it back, the only thing they owe you is the 7% if they want to pay a dividend to the common stock people, right? So, then conversely, like a cumulative preferred stock, let's say they don't pay you a dividend for 5 years and they pay you like half a dividend for the 6th year. The 7th year, they would have to, if they decide to pay the common stockholders a dividend, they would have to pay you your dividend in arrears plus what they owe you for that year. So it'd be like the 7% for the current year and like the 7% for the 5 years before and the 3.5 for the half year before they decide to pay anything to the common stockholders. So that's cumulative. And every benefit they're going to give you, it's going to be issued with like a lower dividend rate, right? Obviously, every benefit they give you, they're going to pay you less. Every benefit they take away, they're going to pay you more. So the next one I'll talk about is callable, right? Callable would give the right for the issuer, the company that issues the preferred stock, to purchase that stock back from you. A lot of times they'll have like a slight premium. They call that a call premium, and there might be like a callable date, which means you have basic or call protection. It's how many years you have until the stock can be called, and that's going to be called when, let's say, interest rates move down. Kind of similar to the concept of refinancing, right? Like if I, like for example, if I bought a house and I have 6.5, I'm paying 6.5 on interest. If interest rates drop to 3, I'm going to get a new mortgage, pay off the old one, and just have lower payments at like 3%. So somewhere here, why would I want to pay John 6.5 or 7 when I could pay Bill 5 or 4, right? So they're kind of similar in that regard to bonds that they're going to move with interest rates. So there is potential for capital appreciation, but not much because of the fact that you're really looking for like a fixed rate of interest, right? So we talked about callable, we talked about straight, we talked about cumulative. Now, there's also something called participating. Participating basically says that if the company hits it out of the park, hits certain metrics, you'll get paid more. So again, that's going to pay you a lower like dividend rate, general rate, like right, like the minimum rate. And then if the company does really well, then they'll might pay you way more, right? So if the company kills it, maybe instead of 6, you'll get 12, or who knows, right? Depending on how well the company does. Now, there's also convertible preferred stock. That's going to be the most valuable. And as it's the most valuable, it's actually going to pay you the smallest dividend rate, right? It's going to pay you the smallest rate because why would they give you that giant benefit of convertibility if they don't have to, right? And also that's going to dilute other existing equity holders by having that convertibility factor added on. So that's going to by far pay the smallest amount of rate. So then you can basically convert it based on a certain conversion rate, conversion price, and then you divide par by the conversion price to get the ratio. And then if you want to find like the parity price of the of the preferred stock, you would actually multiply the common stock by the conversion ratio, and then if you wanted to find the parity price of the common stock, you divide it by you take the preferred stock price and divide it by the conversion ratio. So I know I went through that fast. I'll probably do another video slowing that down. The only other one that may come up is kind of like adjustable rate preferred stock. That's going to adjust with interest rates. So generally speaking, what you want to know is if interest rates, if you expect interest rates to go up, that's the only way you buy adjustable rate preferred stock. If you expect interest rates to come down, like they recently came down, you would never do that because you want to lock in the higher rate, right? You'd rather buy something that's like, maybe like straight like preferred stock without being callable because obviously they would call it away with interest rates coming down. So yeah, that's the main ones that I can think of from the top of my head. Straight life, cumulative, convertible, callable, participating, and adjustable rate. So hope this helps. Definitely listen for more information. Thanks a lot. Bye.